right, so I just had to do an edit, so that's why we have a second video. So this one will be much quicker. I have a second example, and then we have a student problem that you're going to do an ed puzzle. So let's run through it. If we look at this, we have f of x is equal to negative x squared plus 6x plus 9. So when we look at this, we know that we have we've got a negative here. So that means that we have a negative 1, right? And we can just write those out. So a is equal to negative 1. B is a positive 6. And C is equal to positive 9. Okay. So A is negative 1. Right? So when it's negative 1, it means that we have an unhappy face. So we have somebody looking like this, or a parabola looking like that. So that way we know that our vertex right here, our vertex is going to be our maximum, right? So h comma k, if we think about it as, these problems, this will be the one that we're going to see the most when we get to the next section where we're doing word problems. We deal with projectile motion where you throw things up in the air, it comes back down. A ball, a rocket, golf ball, soccer ball, basketball. You throw it up, it hits a high point, and then it starts coming back down. Okay, so the vertex, when we have a negative, when A is a negative, it means that we have a maximum is what we're looking for. Okay, so probably the most common problem that we'll see. So first thing we need to do is we need to find our maximum values. So that means we need to find our axis of symmetry, because we find our axis of symmetry and then we use that to find our vertex. So for our axis of symmetry, let's just plug everything in. So we have a negative b on top. So we go negative times a negative 6. I'm sorry, a positive 6 because my equal sign is messed up. So I'm just going to go, we got a positive 6 on top times a negative 1. Right, we got that negative. And then we go 2 times a negative 1. So this is where we got to remember that negative sign on the bottom. So we're going to end up with a negative 6 all over a negative 2, which will give me a negative divided by a negative, gives me a positive. 6 divided by 2 gives me a positive 3. All right, so now we need to plug our 3 into wherever we have x. Right, so let's take a look. So with function notation, it's f of 3 is equal to negative 3 squared plus 6 times 3 plus 9. And always remember this part with the parentheses is critical. That negative is not attached to that x. So we square the number first, and then we apply the negative, okay? So then this ends up giving us a negative 9 plus 18 plus 9. So when we do that, the 9s cancel each other out, and we're left with a positive 18. So our vertex is 3, comma 18. Okay, and that's our vertex. All right, so it asked us to tell what the maximum value is. So our maximum value is 18. If this was a ball that we threw up in the air, it's going to a height of 18 feet, and then it's coming back down. So it's asking what's the domain. Remember, with a parabola, the domain or the x values are always all real numbers, or we use this special R that they made, right? All real numbers. So it goes from negative infinity to positive infinity. Our range, so it says what is our y going to do? Our y, and then we use our k value. It's an 18. So we say, does y go greater than 18 or less than 18? So if we look at it, unhappy face, it's going down. So y has a maximum value of 18. It's greater than or equal to. Okay, so what I want you to do now is, I'll have you guys take a look at that again. So I'm going to have you try this second problem. Remember axis of symmetry. Use that to find your vertex. And this one, we do have a negative 2 for our a. So remember, put that negative 2 down there. It's going to be 2 times negative 2. It's going to give you a different denominator. Okay. So try that, and then we'll move on to an exit ticket. Thanks.